Welcome back to the channel. Today I have my lovely Chizi Duru. I have loved watching her journey and seeing her blossom. I followed Chizi for I don't know how many years now. Very long. Like back when she used to do natural hair and all that. I know she still does hair, but I'm talking quite a bit. I think I was back in uni. Was it close to 10 years? Because we're in 2024 now. What was it? What? Yeah. And I follow her on IG, and she gave her life to Christ. So happy for her. I've seen your journey. So when this video popped up, I was like, oh, starting the new year and all that. Let's do a reaction together, because I'm sure she's going to be sharing some nuggets and I would love to chime in as well. So if you end up enjoying this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and obviously hit that subscribe button as well. I do share a word for today. Let me see. What is today's word? Let me go back to here first. Oh. The word for today is consistency. Yeah, consistency. I think in today's society with social media, everything is very quick. You attain it quick. You want this recipe, you type it on YouTube, you got it quick, this, that, and the other. So sometimes when you are learning something new or you're trying to adopt a new habit or lifestyle, because our lifestyle or society has changed so much, and our mindset, the information we are consuming has changed so much, sometimes we approach these changes in our life like we want it very quickly. Therefore, the light that sparks in us, right in the beginning, dims quite quickly, or it dies out quite quickly because we aren't consistent, or because we haven't seen the results that we want. So the word for today that I want you to, just momentarily, not even momentarily, occasionally go back to is consistency. Whatever it is that you set your mind up to do this month, this moment, this year, I hope that you will remember that staying consistent is what's going to help you draw closer to that goal or that habit or that lifestyle change. It's not going to happen just like that, because the quicker it comes, the quicker it goes. But if you're able to build those little steps day by day, consistency, that's the building blocks to achieve the goals that you are looking for. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to Chizi.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, the word of the year is consistency. But no, seriously, welcome back. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chizi.
Shut up. Did I say the word was consistency? Or did I say consequence? Mummy brain. Shut it. Okay, when I'm editing, I'm going to check, but whoa.
I talk all things life, because we're just trying to better ourselves at this point. So 2024, I really want to be more honest with you guys, and I want us to have real raw conversations.
Yes, please.
Okay, we do that, please. Today, I kind of just want to talk about how 2023 went for me, what kind of happened, where my head is at, and what are my thoughts for this year. And I have a feeling that a lot of you guys may be able to relate, and I think it just could be a great conversation starter. So if you guys are excited for today's video, give it a thumbs up. Also, thank you guys so much. So much for the love on essentially my testimony video.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
what
I need to watch that.
was dragging my feet on, but just hearing how it impacted you guys, and also hearing some of you guys' story about how Jesus saved your life. Wow. We're just really in here. That's crazy. Thank you guys for that. And if you haven't watched the video, it's going to be linked down in the description box. So check it out. Okay. So as I just kind of reflected on last year, it definitely didn't go the way I envisioned it at all. And I really want to talk about that today. There comes a point where you just have to become honest, radically honest about how you are playing a part in essentially your own demise.
You better
or
preach.
Just the actions or the results that you're getting in your life. Like
Right.
you have to start looking at yourself and going, how did I contribute to this? And what can I
do to change?
So the first,
before she goes into that, I think this is a beautiful point, because freedom lies, or should I say progress and growth lies on the other side of you acknowledging this. Because when we always point the finger at the other person or the external thing being the reason as to why we failed or why we're suffering in life or why we don't have the things that we want, we automatically give that thing the power, or that person that power, or the power to then move things forward. Sometimes all of this works subconsciously. However, when you get more introspective and you start taking accountability and become more responsible, or you take responsibility of your own life, that's when you take back your power, because you're like, okay, this is what transpired. This is what this person did to me, or this is how this person or these people contributed to my demise. But maybe on the flip side, maybe the reason why, let's say, for example, they were verbally abusive to me, or this, that, and the other, is because I lack boundaries, I lack standards, I lack self-esteem. So when you bring it back to yourself, because you can only change self, you cannot change the other person. So you see how, like, when we're trying to change other people, it pushes us further and further away from the things that we actually want, or the change that we want to see. But when we bring it back to ourselves and we say, actually, maybe if I then learn how to have better boundaries, I learn how to have better standards for myself, or better lifestyle choices and habits, then I won't entertain these type of people and scenarios in my life going forward. That's where change starts to happen. That's where freedom lies. So I love that she said that, because most of the time we don't want to hear that word accountability, because we feel like people are trying to tell us that we're wrong or something like that, or we're to blame, or it's our fault that bad things happen to us. And again, I'm not talking about abuse and all of that. I'm saying that at the core of it all, when you're able to look inward and say, hey, maybe I can change this, maybe I can change that, that's when those things that are very negative around you, people, things, places, they can fall by the wayside. But yeah, let's keep going. Whoa, 7 minutes already. Jesus, Jemima, you chat so much shit.
Thing that I unintentionally did was literally being unintentional. I was so unintentional last year. Granted, a lot of things were happening, but still, we're not doing excuses. I was so unintentional last year. Each month would come and go, come and go, come and go. I would never set literal intentions for the month, talk list up for the year or for the quarter. I was just going with the wind, right? Whatever life handed to me, I said, okay. When I really think back as to why that was, it was actually rooted in fear. I experienced a lot of fear last year. I was about to say it doesn't make sense, but it does. I experienced a lot of fear last year. What I noticed was happening was I was scared to even plan. Because I felt like, based off of my track record, even if I set out an intention to do something, I wasn't going to follow through with it. Oh boy. And for some reason, I have a feeling somebody can really.
Yes, and then we become self-fulfilling prophecies. Ra-ta-ta-ta. We do. It's like we become self-sabotaging, self-fulfilling. We have an idea, or it's a false idea, but then it's based off of how our patterns have been in the past. So that's our only narrative, or our only truth, or our only blueprint, should we say, until we do otherwise. So anytime we're trying to set out, new lifestyle choices, new habits, it's like the brain is like, why are you doing something different? Do you not remember back when you tried to do X, Y, and Z? This was the outcome. But this is you can't always listen to your thoughts. This is one thing I had to learn, because I was an overthinker and I catastrophized. Not all thoughts need to be taken on and chomped. Even the Bible says, take every thought captive. It didn't say the good ones or the bad ones. It just said everyone, every thought. So bring it into interrogation. Sift through this thought that has come through. So I love that she said that, because the minute the fear grips us, it literally cripples us, and then we stay exactly where we are, thereby not attaining the thing that we wanted. And then we become that self-fulfilling prophecy, because now the prophecy we said was like, oh, well, I was going to fail anyway. Because we haven't made any movement, we've failed essentially. So then it's like, oh, the same thing has happened. And we end up falling into this endless cycle until we gain awareness of our current predicament. We will remain exactly where we are, you know. And he's only done 2.5 minutes.
Relate on that. Because I've been a creative entrepreneur for almost 7 years full time now, which is insane to think about. Wow. I have had to self-govern for the last 7 years of my life. Okay. It has been one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do. It's been such a learning curve for me. And not only was it a learning curve, so curveballs of life also contributed to me not being able to grow when it came to self-governing. And in the beginning, I was okay. After a while, I got very comfortable in my disorganization. And it's almost like I got rewarded for my disorganization, because it's not like I wasn't doing anything. I was still producing, but there was no rhyme or rhythm.
Right, there's no
Sticking to a routine was difficult for me. But the thing about being a YouTuber or an influencer, right? You can technically get away with not being super strict with a routine, so long as you are creating. So long as y'all seeing stuff and I'm generally consistent, it's fine. So it's like my brain was getting rewarded for disorganization. So long as I posted,
then it became
a habit. Likes, I got views, I got praises, and I'm like, woo! Okay, we did
praising your dysfunction.
We're still okay. The danger in that is, one, I was operating at a very minimal level. Me producing content is very minimal. That's just the basis of being an entrepreneur, right? There's so much more that the Lord has for me to do on this earth. That was where I started noticing the effects of not knowing how to really self-govern, right? Having those productivity habits and skills to really plan my month, plan my week, plan my days, and stick to it, right? Say that I'm going to do something and finish it and stick to it. So even though I gave my life to the Lord and now I feel generally, great in my spiritual life and also my physical life too, there was still the missing piece of figuring out, how does this now translate in your daily life? How does this translate into your business?
Is the cognitive dissonance
into your actions changing and keeping my word to myself? One of the reasons why I didn't achieve a lot of the things that I wanted for myself last year was because I just never kept my word to myself. I didn't respect myself enough to honor my own word. I wasn't intentional. I was not intentional, and I had a defeated attitude.
Oof, boy, she's preaching. Goodness. And I find that if we don't address this, if we're honest with ourselves, we accept this behavior from people too. Because we don't hold ourselves to a high regard. When other people are slacking or not showing up for us, we're like, yeah, it's okay. We make excuses for them because we make excuses for ourselves too, for our dysfunction or disorganization. Or for the times when we don't honor our own word. For me to give you my word, I'm going to do it, okay? And if I can't do it, one thing I learned in corporate is managing expectations, okay? If I can't do something for someone or even myself, so I start from self, this is the reason why I wasn't able to complete this on the to-do list, on my to-do list. So this is for myself. For the other person who's expecting something from me, I communicate that to them so that they're not disappointed, or I put unnecessary pressure on myself. So that communication will still stay very healthy between the two people. So yeah, I love that she said that. When we are able to address this, we can hold people in high esteem as well as ourselves.
planning because you're afraid that you're not going to do it is an attitude of defeat. You're planning to fail, essentially. I really want to share this because I think sometimes, we can see our favorite creators on here and we just think maybe their life is so great.
Oh boy.
They're achieving so much. They have so many opportunities, and you can have a lot of opportunities. You can experience a lot of success and still be struggling. Okay. Especially in the entertainment arena.
Right.
Okay. Especially in the entertainment field, period.
Yeah.
It can look like the girl is doing amazing. And then the whole time they're having mental battles in their head every day. So I really want to share these things because, I promise all of us are going through the same things. Right. It doesn't matter where you are in life. Okay. And it doesn't matter how much money you got in your bank account. I feel like we all know deep down inside where we're supposed to be in life, right? Sometimes you'll feel yourself saying, I feel like I should be further along. Because you probably should. You probably should. Not to say that you're at all. But I think our spirit prompts us for certain things because our spirit knows, this is not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be somewhere else. And for me, deep down, I knew that although I had a lot of success, my lack of self-discipline and productivity habits was not sustainable for where I'm really supposed to be going. Okay. And again, I mentioned it started showing itself when I tried to launch things outside of social media. Or general content creation. So me trying to launch a business, me trying to launch a business, anything else outside of content creation, that's when I started noticing. That's when I really noticed that, oh wow, even though I set the goal to do this thing, I didn't do the daily actions required to make this thing a reality. Because your actions ultimately are going to inform your results. Yeah. And my actions were, I'm going to just sleep for a little bit. I'm just going to watch this thing for a while. I'm just going to scroll on social media for a while. And I was just wasting a lot of time. I knew that's not sustainable. That's not the building blocks to greatness. This is not going to work. And 2023 was a lot of that. I'm going to do it. But then. Yeah.
Oh boy, you're preaching to the choir, sis. You're preaching to the choir because that was just me too. And I realized I wasn't actually aware of this until I came to myself. I'm sure it was the Holy Spirit because it was I'm aimlessly scrolling ever so much. And it's like you're constantly consuming content, consuming it. And it's like you're doing nothing with it, but you're wasting time. I actually checked my screen time, how much time I spent on these apps. And I was like, geez, And at the core of it all, there was something that was on my list that I needed to do. But I think because I had a bit of fear towards it, or a bit of, I don't really know where to start, I procrastinated. And it was the burden to learn something in order to complete that task. I made it into some huge elephant, huge mountain that was just I can't get over it. All right, let me just scroll. And this became a habit. It became a habit that I didn't, it wasn't something that was I didn't take my brain with me when I was doing it. But nonetheless, my brain made it a habit, if that makes sense. And yeah, I love that she said that because I think most of us are in the same boat. I had to tell myself, do you know what? You need to tackle the biggest elephant first. And I found that from the latter part of 2023, when I started to tackle these big things first, I noticed that it wasn't actually as scary as I thought they would be. And even when I did come to a little obstacle or hurdle, it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it would be. So I find that God definitely put me through that process because that's kind of how I learn. And I was like, actually, so this year, anytime I've come across an obstacle or hurdle or something that I feel I want to scroll because I just don't want to think about it, I'm like, actually, what did you learn last year? Apply it here, sis. It's not time to, fall by the wayside. Oh, anywho, let's keep going.
And not actually having the routine set in place for each day and accomplishing the routine. So therefore, nothing gets done. Now, I'm not going to say act like I didn't get anything done. I made progress, but I should be a lot further along. Let me just say that. That's kind of just been the theme of my life for the last 7 years. I would try to start things. Of course, sometimes I had success, but I would try to start things. I would maybe even get as far as starting it, but then I wouldn't follow through with it. So this year, that is changing. And how is that changing? Well, we're actually going to be honest with ourselves and recognize our shortcomings. My shortcomings for me is there's a learning curve when it comes to productivity habits, right? Focus. I have a big thing with focusing. I need to learn how to focus and just like building habits and routines for success. So that's planning my month, planning the week, planning the day, and actually sticking to the things that I say I'm going to do. So I'm just going to be reading. So yeah, this year is basically going to be my glow up year.
Hey, we're glowing, girl.
Essentially bring you guys along with me in case maybe you are kind of in a similar position.
We are.
Because you know we talk all things here on your end. I'm actually reading a lot of books right now. Let me know if you guys want to know just some of the books that I'm reading to basically level up my life. Okay. Yeah, the Lord has so much, not only in store for me, but in store for you. What I'm realizing now is if I don't make a decision to essentially have a determined attitude that I'm going to make it and I'm going to do these things, it's just never going to get done. I can have all the accountability in the world. I can write all the vision boards and the goals, and I can pray all I want. But if I don't, at the end of the day, do the things that I know that I need to do and plan accordingly, it's just not going to get done. And in the end, I'll be upset. So 2024 is going to be my level up year. Yeah, let me know if you guys want a video of just like a list of like personal development books that I'm going to be reading. One book that I am reading right now is The 12-Week Year. That's good. I'm going to link it
I heard
That's a
about
good
that.
book. It's reframing my mind, okay? That's pretty much where my head is at, how last year went for me, some of my general plans for my level up year, my glow up year, all the things, because 2024 is my year. 2024 is my year. 2024 is our year. So long as we do the things that we say we're gonna do. I hope that wasn't all over the place. I'll see you guys in my next video and talk to you.
Oh, I love that so much. I love that so much. So much. And like just to add a little bit there, God literally gave me a dream and he placed it in my heart. And when I woke up, I was like, what was that? It was just huge. And I was like, these are the plans? And in my dream, like he allowed me to also experience all the emotions that came with that dream or that where he was placing me. And I was like, well, damn. And then obviously my fear, insecurities, everything. Like, how are we going to get there? And I had so many questions. And through my nighttime devotions, I've just come to understand that actually I don't need to know how I'm going to get there. I just need to focus on obedience, and taking that just one step, one foot in front of the other. That's all I need to focus on. And when we get to the juncture, he's going to show me where I need to go. So I don't need to grapple or whatever with which way should I go? That's not my concern. My concern or my focus should be obedience, and this is one of them. I'm back doing YouTube again because you're like, girl. So yeah, I'm back doing what I love doing. And Chizi's video, this video has really helped me because I did not expect it to be loaded with me chatting so much. But hopefully someone learned something because I know I did. But yeah, I'm wishing all of us an amazing month and year ahead. Until next time, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.